Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cave After Hours Podcast. Here's your host, the one and only, the inimitable, Josh Havens.
What's up and good evening. Welcome to episode 3 of the Cave After Hours Podcast. This is the podcast recorded right here in my very own fan cave. This is also the place where we talk about my team, the Chicago Bears, and anything else going on in the NFL. We also talk with some of the most passionate super fans out there. Everyone knows how passionate I am about my team and my cave. I also love seeing your passion in your fan or man caves, regardless of the team or sport. This is the podcast where we talk to some of the owners and take a tour of some of the hottest fan caves out there. This is a no-holds-barred podcast, but please be respectful to the people out there. I want to mention our sponsor tonight for the podcast, well, our sponsor all the time, the Mini Jumbotron Company. If you follow me, you know I have my very own Mini Jumbotron right here in the cave, and it's a signature piece here, and it's definitely a head turner and a conversation piece. This is where you need to check it out. Go to their website, minijumbotron.com. They have several different styles, whatever suits your space, from a Nanotron, Microtron, Macrotron, Minitron, and the big boy, the Megatron. Also, the recently released Walltron 65. So depending on your space, you can have from 24-inch TVs to 43-inch TVs. They're not included, but get on there. You can even do a DIY kit. Build it yourself if you're willing to take on that challenge. Go to their website and hit the shop tab and come up with your custom build while you're there and ordering. When you go to checkout, go to the promo code and enter the cave at checkout and save yourself 10%. Any money we receive from the code will go back into this podcast. And last but not least, don't forget about our giveaway for our Nanotron. You have it until February 9th, 5 p.m. Go to the first pinned post on the Bears Superfan 44 page. Read the directions in the caption to enter. We'll be giving away that Nanotron live drawing Super Bowl Sunday on the Bears Superfan 44 page. All right, let's get into tonight's episode. It's our third episode of the new podcast and our second Fan Cave episode. My man, Tony Roach, a.k.a. Roach3T, on Instagram. We're here to talk about his team that is in the NFC Championship game this weekend, the San Francisco 49ers. All right, we're here, the Cave After Hours podcast, with my man, Tony Roach. He sent me a cool message a long time ago saying he really appreciated what we did here, so I had to give him a follow back. And he was private on there, but I saw what his cave was looking like. I was very interested, man. Just tell me where you're from and what you do and what's going on with yourself, man.
First and foremost, thank you, Josh, for having me on your podcast. It's an honor. Very amped up and excited about this.
Thanks.
Well, obviously, I'm a diehard 49ers fan. I'm 41 years old. I've been a diehard fan since I was 11. I want to say in 94 when I was in 6th grade when we beat the San Diego Chargers. I became a fan because my favorite players, which we'll touch base with shortly, is Deion Sanders, right? Deion and Barry Sanders are my favorite players ever. Deion's a big reason why I feel like I became a big Niners fan, so ride or die.
Was Deion like in his prime? I can't remember. He started out with Atlanta, right? Then he went to San Francisco.
Yeah, so he's with Atlanta.
Okay.
Then he came to I think he was with Dallas, and then he came to San Francisco.
Okay.
Oh no, he came to San Francisco, then to Dallas because he won a Super Bowl with both teams.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
you got to understand. I'm not sure how old you are. I'm 41. Growing up playing backyard football, I wanted to be Deion Sanders or Barry Sanders. That's what it was. No ands or ifs or buts about it.
Right. Yeah, those were the two guys back in the day that were hot, and especially Deion. I mean, he played 2 sports, and
that's why it's another reason to play baseball. I played center field, and I was a leadoff batter just like Deion. So Deion has a big influence on my life, and I really, really love that guy to death.
Do you still follow him? Do you still follow him in Colorado when he's coaching and stuff?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So where are you from? Tell me where you're from.
I'm actually from Freehold, New Jersey, tri-state in the building, Monmouth County. You have any family or friends out here? You know anyone from the tri-state area?
I mean, I've traveled out to Maryland. I think that's the far east of I got. I don't think I think Maryland's before New Jersey, but yeah, I've been in Maryland. Well, actually, I've been to South Carolina, Hilton Head, and stuff like that. But I don't think I haven't been to the Jersey area actually. So
it's so funny because born and raised in Monmouth County, my wife's family, we go to all the Giants games. So we're at MetLife all the time, and it's crazy because it's like I'm a big Yankee guy, but I don't know how I'm a California football guy. I love my team to death. I can care less about the Giants. I know
Right.
my mother-in-law wouldn't like me saying that, but I can care less about the Giants. But anyway, I don't, being on the East Coast, I love my 49ers, man. But born and raised in Monmouth County, New Jersey.
Does your wife follow a team like the Giants or anything since you guys
The
are out
whole
there?
family, the Giants,
Oh,
are
do
all
you?
Giants fans.
Gotcha.
So I can't get her to wear a red shirt for nothing. We went to San Francisco in September to see them play the Giants. She wouldn't support me and wear a Niners shirt, but other than that, she always supports me. But she won't wear a Niners shirt at all.
Gotcha. Is she? I mean, I'm sure she'll support you during the playoffs, though, right?
A little bit. So we're actually going to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. So I'm very
Oh,
excited
wow.
for that. So I'm praying that we win on Sunday because to be able to go to Vegas and to see your team and hopefully win it, it'll be a dream come true. So we're actually 7 of us are going in 2 weeks on the 8th. So I
Oh
can't
man,
wait.
hey, I'm rooting for you then, bro. I want you to see your team in there. That's got to happen.
My guy, you got to meet me out there, bro. I'm coming to Indiana one day. I'm coming to kick it with you.
Yeah, come out here, especially if we play the 49ers sometime. You got to get out here, man.
Listen, man, Indiana, I don't know what parts of Indiana, but just tell your white friends you got a brother coming to visit. I want to
All
be
right.
safe with you, okay? I want to be safe.
So
I'm just kidding.
That's okay. You talked about sports in high school and whatnot, and I was kind of looking through your Instagram, and it looked like you asked. Well, tell me what you played in high school first, and sports wise, and then going to. I saw it looked like you were doing a flag league, or is it a touch league? I saw you with the uniform on.
So all my life from sixth grade, from 6 years old to 19, football and baseball my whole life.
Okay.
So football is my first love. Baseball is probably my best sport. I did play through high school at Freehold Township High School. If I would have did a little bit better in school, you don't understand how important academics are until you're out of school.
Right.
I felt like I was probably good enough to at least play D2 baseball. Football was just tiny. I was good, fast, quick. I played cornerback my senior year. I graduated in 2001, 140 pounds.
Okay.
It's crazy because my football coach, I love to this day, Dominic Lapori, from Tottenville, Staten Island. I'm an offensive guy. He moved me my senior year to defense. I started at cornerback, and I was pissed. But, at the end of the day, I understand it's a team game.
Right.
I was on the field. It's all that matters. And, I played football and baseball all my life. And then to answer your question after that, I played flag football for years.
Okay.
My buddy Paul Lapori, he was doing something at MetLife Stadium. It was some type of fundraiser, I believe, for the less fortunate. So he got all the high school kids together, and we played a nice tournament game at MetLife about 4 years ago.
Okay, is that pretty competitive? It looks like
pretty competitive. I'm, like I said, I can still move, but I'm not like I was in my 20s. It's about the camaraderie and just being out there with your brothers from, high school. That's all it was about, And we ended up losing the tournament, but it was still a good time to go out there.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. I'm pretty interested in that, and I did a little bit of that, but you know how, like you said, when you get older and stuff, you get kids, and it's hard to get moving around and getting free time to do all that kind of stuff. So,
okay, and then are you from Indiana, or because I thought you were from Chicago the whole time?
No. So, basically, when I was growing up, I guess you got to realize that there was no football team around here because the Colts were in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So up until I was like 9 or 10 years old, there was actually there's no football. So if you wanted to be a fan, you were the closest fan to your team, which is Chicago, and that's how I became a Chicago fan. And then I think the Colts moved to Indiana maybe when I was 85 or 86, right around the Super Bowl for the Bears. You know how, I don't know if you know how they did, but they left in the middle of the night and snuck.
Yes, they were upset. Art Mardell. What was his name? The owner. Was it Mardell?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I think everyone was pissed off.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, he leaves in the middle of the night and whatnot. So going up till 10 years old, I was always a Bears fan. I was never anything else. So I mean, that's how I became a Bears fan. And yeah, I'm close to South Bend, Indiana, near Notre Dame. We go to home games Notre Dame, and we tailgate there once in a while too. So
now that's cool. No, when you think of the Bears, I'm a football historian. You think of the '85 Bears defense, arguably the best defense ever played. That 4-6 Buddy Ryan defense.
right.
And then I always have these arguments with my buddy Pete. He's one of my best friends, Pete. He's a big Washington fan, and he has a man cave as well. But he's a football historian too. But him and I go back and forth about certain things like the '85 Bears versus 2001 Ravens defense. Like what's the best defense ever played? But sweetness, man. Walter Payton, rest in peace, man. Besides Barry Sanders, I might have to put sweetness right there. But I'm a Barry guy.
All right, yeah. You said your buddy's a I almost said Redskins fan, but does he go by Commanders?
He still calls them the Redskins. My
Does he?
buddy Pete is such a diehard fan. Now I love my Niners, but my boy got tattoos on his legs, his arms. That's a little bit too much for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he is a diehard Redskins fan. And
Gotcha.
anyway, him and I always butt heads about football trivia, so that's why I
Okay.
love him.
So when the Niners playing, do you have parties over there? I mean, it's probably not a lot of Niners fans there, so kind of hard.
Oh man, see, you speculating already. I'm gonna come down to Indiana and take that hat. Stop playing with me, man. We travel everywhere. So all kidding aside, there's a good group of us, but one of my best friends, Kevin Spizzeri, he's with me almost every Niner game. Either I'm at his house or he's at my house, and he has an assigned seat at my bar. My boy Kevin,
Okay.
and a couple guys that I met honestly is from the 49ers faithful page on social
Mm-hmm.
media, and I don't just let anyone in my house, but a couple guys I had met that lives in Monmouth County have been in my house, and they're pretty cool. So
Right.
you're absolutely right. It's mostly Giants, Jets, Steelers, and Cowboys fans around here.
Right. Yeah. So we're kind of a
Yeah.
mixture of Colts and Bears. So we got enough Bears fans around here that you've seen it before. We pack it pretty good in here once game time starts off. So
Yeah. And it's crazy because it all depends on the circumstances, right? I'm very superstitious, but I don't know how you get down and
Oh, yeah.
and your Sunday rituals and what you do. It's like, number one, if it's a regular season game, I really don't care, right? But if
Right.
it's a playoff game, I take it very personal. I don't need hecklers in the background. I don't want to be distracted. I'm focused on my team because it's either one go home. So this Sunday is going to be a very small crowd, maybe a
Right.
total, maybe 6 people, because we win, we go to the Super Bowl. So I do love having people here. This is why I have a nice man cave, but to bring joy to other people, and it's an awesome time. But when
Right.
the game counts, I don't want to hear none of that.
Right. Yep. So tell me about your fan cave there. That's why, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, man, that place is dope. Just tell me about it. Did you start from scratch, or was it already a basement? Or, I mean, our finished basement, or?
Good question. So we definitely started from scratch. So my wife and I moved in here in 2020. Our previous home in Freehold, we gutted this whole house. So we're in a position, we're very fortunate where we didn't have to move in for a year, where we got everything basically custom made the way we wanted it, right?
Okay.
Now, with that being said, bud, my basement wasn't completely finished the way it is now because all this stuff costs money. So you get certain things at a time. My bar was finished when I got in the house. My walls were painted, but none of this stuff, the trophies, none of this stuff was done. So it took within 3 years, slowly but surely, to get everything in here that I have now. The only thing that was in here when we moved in was that bar. That bar was finished.
Okay. Yeah, is that like a roulette bar or something like that? Is that?
That's the table. My roulette table's to the right. I'm a big gambler. You put me on the spot right now, man. I don't want the feds after me, but
hey, you're in Jersey, man. I know
you
there's
might be
casinos
setting me
out
up. Yeah, Atlantic City. So I'm a big horse racing guy and roulette guy. I'm the type of person where I want to be different. I like to be unique. So my opinion is, when you look at a nice man cave and you say that humbly, is like, what stands out that's different that no one else has, right?
Right.
And I could have got a pool table in here. How many people have a pool table?
Oh, yeah,
And I was like, you know what? Yeah. So, and I'm not knocking anyone, but
No.
what separates you from the rest is having something no one else has. So
Right.
I said to my wife, I think I'm gonna look into getting like a custom made roulette table. Found one in Vegas. They shipped it over here, and I got a nice roulette table. Other than that, I don't want the feds after me, but yeah, I got a nice roulette table down here.
Okay. Yeah. Now I'm also interested in. I noticed that. Did you burn that into the floor, or how'd that 49ers logo get into the floor?
You're the man. And I'll be honest with you. I'm not just saying this to kiss your butt because I'm on your show. I'm being very serious. You gave me an idea. I literally just had this done, I want to say 2 months ago, within the middle of the season. I observed you in the Drew Caves and Frank Titletown Man Cave. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You 3 inspired me like no other.
Right.
Hands down, I got to applaud all 3 of you guys because
Thanks, man.
Because of you 3, it pushes me to do a little bit more to get what I want, and all 3 of you guys have played a role in that. So to answer your question, buddy, is it's actually the laminate sticker, right?
Okay.
So they couldn't engrave it, but I have like a graphic designer that's awesome that wraps all the trucks. So I work for my father-in-law. He owns a big solar company called Trinity Solar. Make a long story short, I went to the guy John to see what he can do. He came up with an idea. because your ideal to me, remember I asked you the other day, is that carpet or is that part of your floor?
Right.
So I didn't want to bug you 2 months ago and be like, you know what? I'm going to copy right off of Josh. But when I saw like the squares and the logo of the Chicago Bears, and then I saw wood to the side, I'm like, that's freaking brilliant. So I
Right.
was thinking about getting the SF squares running along my floors.
Okay.
And then I was like, you know what? I think Josh likes me, but it's like, I don't want to copy everything he
Oh,
has.
yeah.
So let me just think of an idea. And then I showed my guy, John, your floor, and he said, I got an idea. So he was like, instead of having SF all over the floor, you want it to pop. So I have it
Right.
in 2 places down here in front of my bar, and I have 3 spots in front of my lockers.
Yeah, that was awesome. It looked like it was burnt right in there.
Yeah, no, everyone thinks that, and
Yeah.
that's the concept of it. So number one, you definitely gave me that idea.
Okay.
Secondly, my lockers I got from Frank's Titletown. If
Okay.
you look at his man cave, he has smaller ones, right? And that's
Right.
not to knock him. But when I was moving in and I was thinking of all these ideas, I have one of my best friends, Matt Lynn. He's a contractor, and I was like, Matt, I got an idea. I want these lockers done. So my buddy Matt was able to make me big 3 lockers to put in my basement, which I love. So I got that from Frank, and then from Drew. I mean, I got a lot of ideas from all 3 of you guys, but Drew,
Right.
I love the fact on his man cave he has the player's name and numbers and laminate on his
Oh, yeah.
wall.
Right.
And I was like, with the green paint, with the gold, right? I was like, oh, that's tough. And
Yeah.
I got that concept from him. So all 3 of you guys, I was able to copy some of your creativity and
Right.
turn it into mine. So that's why
Yeah.
you guys paved the way, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. I mean, I've gotten ideas from people and Drew and whatnot too. And I mean, that's just part of the, it's not that we're copying off people. We're just, giving, hey man, that's cool. And I need to do something like that too. And it kind of builds up the, I say, fan cave community in my opinion, because
Hey, and
we all do that.
I'm on the same mindset as you are, but unfortunately, you got some people that feel that you're trying to copy off their style. And I
Right.
say, I want someone to look at my man cave and like, you know what? I got that from New Jersey's finest man cave. To me, that's embracing. Like that's something. That's my whole goal. I want to
Right.
inspire people. If you can get something from me and put it in yours, then that's what life is about. I don't care
Yeah.
if you don't go get a roulette table, but other than that, go do your thing.
Do you get a lot of people like just because I'm public on my stuff, but I get a lot of trolls and people talking a bunch of crap. And do you get that as much? Probably not because you're private on there.
Well, you get it. It's haters, man. So when I
Right.
post on New Jersey, when I post a lot of my photos on the 49ers Faithful, it's over 200 followers. So
Yeah.
I 200,000 followers. So I get a lot of likes, but you also get negativity. And at the
Right.
end of the day, it's like when people are negative, when they see something nice, number one, they're not happy with themselves. I'm a firm believer in that, right? Because
Right.
there's no way in the world you see something nice and the first thing you do is point out something negative. So you're just
Right.
not happy with yourself. That's just my opinion. Secondly, is this: when you have nice things, right, and someone hates on you or it has to be negative, 9 out of 10 times they wish they had it or they were in your position.
Right.
So does it aggravate me? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I can care less for those people because they're probably never going to progress or move up in life because of the type of their attitude and their mentality. There's no
Right.
reason I see something nice and the first thing I'm going to do is point out something negative. That just doesn't make sense to me. When
Right.
you know damn well this shit is fly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And,
You know?
and it goes like that. And like I said, the fan cave community, most people that got fan caves and even whether it's baseball or football or anything, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you're a rival team. Like, I mean, Drew's a really good friend. I've been over his house several times. I mean, do I like the Packers? Hell no. But but there are rivals, and a lot of their fans talk shit to me on trolling and whatnot. But I love this spot, and I've been there like I said several times. And I think when you get that fan cave community of people just like giving props to each other, bouncing ideas off each other, it just makes everybody that much better, in my opinion.
Bro, Josh, let me tell you something, man. By you having me on your show all week, I was amped up, excited to tell my friends and family. And I feel like this is a movement. You're starting something no one's doing, right? And
Right.
for me to be a part of it, I'm on it, right? And I hope one day I can meet you and Drew and Frank and someone else in the future where we can do this once a year, where we can meet up in Jersey at my house, Drew's house, your house, and then
Right.
expand horizon and open up new doors for people. And you never know where this can lead us, right? And honestly, don't laugh, and I'm being serious. I was thinking of you the other day. I was in the gym, and I was like, damn, I was thinking to show the pivot with Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor
Yeah.
and how they go around interviewing athletes, right? And I was like, damn, what if this pops off for Josh and it blows up where we can go around and visit different cities and states and interview people on fan caves in person. Like,
That'd
you
be
just
awesome.
never know. I don't know
Yeah.
your vision. And I don't want to be dramatic right now, but I'm
Right.
being, all things are possible with faith and hard work. You just never know what doors or
Yeah.
what opportunity lies ahead. So I'm honored to be on this show. I'm hoping more people see my man cave because of this.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I started doing this. I can only take so many videos of my fan cave and show it off, and then people get bored with it. I kind of wanted to expand it. And I love people. I mean, I researched them, and I found you, or no, you found me, but then I went and looked at yours.
Correct.
I'm there's a Baltimore guy I'm following now. So, yeah, it's just like, I wanted to reach out to everybody that's got these cool caves and get their story, like, from New Jersey and big Sanders fan and all that. So that's where I come with it at.
And that's awesome. And just picture, like I said, like the more you get to know us, and then you make something annually where you pick your top 5 or 10 favorite man caves, and we all meet up in someone and at in your state or something, just meet up and collaborate and just do something annually. I mean, I'm all for
That'd be
stuff
awesome.
like that.
Oh yeah.
And I hope and I appreciate you putting me on your platform, because I'm hoping people in Indiana and where you're from see my man cave. And my ultimate goal, Bud, is I ran into John Lynch in the summertime because we got to go see Joe Klecko get enshrined in the Hall of Fame, so we had access to everyone. And my goal, honestly, Bud, my end goal is, number one, to inspire someone and to bring joy to people. And last but not least, I'm hoping someone from the 49ers marketing department sees my man cave and puts me on the map. That's my ultimate goal. You never know who's watching this. You never know who has access to what. And I'm like, to my wife, I hope one day someone from 49ers marketing department sees my man cave and puts me on the map. That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah. And it I don't know, my simplest videos, like the one that went viral, it went on ESPN and Barstool. It was a 15-second video of me just walking around here getting ready for the game, and it goes 8 million views. And
it's insane.
Other corny one I posted the other day got 1 million. So you never know, because then these people start seeing you, and
let me ask you something, but all that was just off of Instagram. You were just were you hashtagging all these, like Sports Center? See, I got to start doing that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. That's just a hashtag, and then I just post, and it's always good to get. I mean, like I said, that was the most simplest video. It had no song to it. I just literally walked around here, said, "Hey, this is game time," blah blah blah. Then I think kind of because I have that door reflection, it kind of went crazy too. Because when I walked into it, people were like, didn't realize it was 2 separate garages or whatever. So, but you never know, man. You do something simple like that, and it pops off. And that's all it takes is one. I went from 4,000 followers to almost 20,000 followers within 3 months. So,
and it's like, then you kind of like me, and I say to my wife and some of my friends, is like, how many videos do you post because you want to feel like you're boasting and showing off? But it's like, because people are always going to hate, but it's like, again, you don't want to bore people like, oh, here he goes again posting his man cave.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's not about them. But I know you're going to get to that question later. But your cave is phenomenal, man.
Thanks, appreciate it. So you said you have a name for your cave? Is the New Jersey's finest man cave?
Yes,
is that
sir.
What you said?
New Jersey's finest man cave. Gotcha. My name's Tony, and I have it on my Jumbotron, Tony's Man Cave. But when I came up with the name, my wife laughed at me. I love my wife because, I want to get approval from her with certain things. And I'm like, listen, I'm in the state of New Jersey. I've seen a lot of man caves around here. And in my opinion, I haven't seen one on my level yet. So I feel like I think I'm okay where I can say New Jersey's finest man cave without being too arrogant. And that's what I came up with the name, New Jersey's finest man cave.
Do you have a logo yet? We got to get you a logo.
Oh, man, no. But I don't have a logo yet, man. I don't know. I don't have one yet. No, I don't. But I do like the logo you put in the screen.
We're going to work on it for you, man. We're going to work on it for you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
But, yeah, so is there a favorite piece that you have in your cave that you like, you just love it?
Absolutely.
Which one?
I love everything in here, but my favorite piece, I'm probably going to have to say the replica trophies.
Yep.
Number one, we got 5 of those bad boys. I got the legit ones, not the cheap ones.
Right.
It took 8 weeks to get here.
Was it the copy trophies?
Yes, and it took over a year to find them because my wife is great on the computer. We couldn't find them. I kept seeing like cheap ones, like on like these sites, and I'm like, no, I'm not. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. And then she found some site that we use, and it took them 8 weeks to make them. And I sent you a picture of them. I'm sure you'll show on the podcast. I got a trophy case custom made with the light LED lighting in them, and they mean a lot to me because it just makes the basement pop.
Right. Yeah. I saved a lot of money on those because I only got one.
Well, hey, at least you got one. Some don't have that.
Yeah,
Some don't have any.
My Vikings friends, they got none. So either Lions, but you never know.
So at least you have one, buddy. But yeah, that's probably they mean the most to me down here for sure.
What was that? I was interested in that last thing you just did with had the TV behind the bar, looked like a jumbotron almost.
Yes. Do you want me to turn the camera or no?
Oh no, I can get some footage later.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I was just curious about how that went.
Okay, I got you. So great question. So you, Frank, and Drew, you guys all have the mini jumbotrons, right?
Right.
I started following them because of you guys, right? So I had our electrician come in here to come do an estimate, and my ceilings are too low. You understand?
Right.
So I can't get it done because my ceilings are too low. So when I had the guy do my wallpaper with the Niner Stadium and stuff from the graphic designer, John, one of his assistants were in here when they were doing my wallpaper on the background, and I was explaining to him what I wanted. And he just said, "Hey, Tony, I think we can make this work where we can make the Jumbotron be like as if you're at the stadium, since I have the stadium as the picture." You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So they built out a frame for me where it says Faithful 49ers. Then I had to get a 40-inch Sony monitor screen. And then they custom made Tony's man cave. And then they put the Levi Stadium and Sony underneath the TV as if you're at the stadium, which no one has either. So it ended up working out, right? So you guys all have the mini jumbotrons, which I really wanted. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but it ended up working out where they were able to customize like a real jumbotron on my wall.
You know what's cool about that? It's different because I ain't seen that.
So I was going to let you say that because I don't want to be arrogant on your show or cocky, but that's something I was going to say. One day if someone get a man cave and then they have that, I can say, hey, maybe they got that concept or idea from me, which that's what it's about.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, man, damn, that is cool. I didn't even think something like that, but.
No, I appreciate you, man. You the OG, bro. So I appreciate the compliments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've been doing this for 8 years now. I mean, it started off like everybody else. We start off low. You might not have a lot of money, but build it up and keep going, and then before you know it, you got too far and your wife's mad at you. But
and it's funny you said that. I'm going to touch on the first part, right? And that's another thing, right? It's a beautiful feeling, right? Because I don't know your background, I don't know your upbringing and what you had to go through, right? That's the beauty in this, right? I don't have kids. My wife and I, we don't have kids.
Right.
So as a 41-year-old man, I am able to spoil myself with certain things that if I had a kid, some of this stuff wouldn't come first. Obviously, my kids would, right? So with that being said, it's just like, listen, people look at what you have, what I have, what Drew has, or what the next man has, and they already make assumptions, right? You never know what people's like the tough times they've been through to get to where they are today.
Right.
So this wasn't my whole lifestyle like this, you know what I'm saying? So, I've been through the struggle, right? I lost my job and my background is law enforcement. And I saw you with a video a week or two ago. I don't know if you were going to the range, but I'm like, is he a shooter? You're a marksman? So my background is law enforcement.
Right.
I got hired with Miami County Sheriff Department in 2014 as a CO. 4 weeks before graduation, I fell firearms. I was devastated. Number one in PT. I only had 4 weeks left. You know how hard it was for me to look my wife in my eyes, my girlfriend at the time, my mom at the time, saying I got dismissed because I fell firearms, right? And it was a blessing in disguise. So being a Christian, the Lord says he'll never leave you nor forsake you. I'm not here to preach on your show, but I am a man of God, and God is good. So when I got dismissed from the academy, my father-in-law owns a big-time company called Trinity Solar. We're the largest privately owned company in the nation. And when I was going through the hiring process, he was like, Tony, you got a pretty good personality. I think you'll be all right. I think you'll do all right for me, working for me. And at first I'm flattered. I'm thinking maybe I'm just dating his daughter. He's just being nice. And then when I got dismissed months later, and he said, whenever you're ready for the opportunity, you let me know. So at 33 years old, I got dismissed from the academy. I had a pension, had a career job. I'm thinking I'm set, and I got dismissed. I had to face some adversity. So make a long story short, I had to door-to-door sales. And I don't know if you know anyone in the door-to-door industry. If you ever met somebody, it's a lot of rejection, a lot. It teaches you a lot about life, but sometimes the Lord will humble you. And then when he humbles you, he'll give you something much bigger. And that's what happened to me. And
awesome,
obviously I'm in sales. I don't do door-to-door anymore. But by me selling firearms have opened up a big door for me where if I was in law enforcement, a lot of this stuff I probably wouldn't have.
Gotcha. That's awesome,
man.
Yeah.
Are you, if you don't mind me asking, are you in law enforcement?
Yeah, actually, I'm a detective. I've been in law enforcement for 18 years, so I'm on two more years away from retirement, man.
Bro, so if I would have met you, you could have took me to the range, teach me about my breathing skills.
Yep, I would have had your bullseye on.
Damn, bro, I'm about to call you the first 48 up in here, man. Not Bears man cave. I'm calling you the first 48. So how'd you get involved in law enforcement?
So back in 2005, 2004, we had a recession, and I was getting laid off, work a week, get a week off, work a week, get a week off. And I just got tired of it. And then I got permanently laid off for like 3 or 4 months. So I took an opportunity to join our reserve program. Okay. And that's basically working for free, do everything, but you're just not getting paid for it. But it got my foot in the door. Wanted to make sure I was even interested in it. And I got obviously interested in it, and then went full time in 2006. And then here I am 18 years later and a couple of years away from the big 20. So
good for you. Let me ask you this, Josh. Yeah. So in the state of New Jersey, you have what we call the civil service exam, which I had to take. I got a 93 when they called me. And you have the Chiefs test. Certain towns require you to have a degree, and it's a Chiefs test. So in Indiana, is it the civil service test too, or the Chiefs test, or how do you get how's that?
So basically, we just go to we have obviously testing to get hired, but then we go to a 16-week police academy.
Yep.
And then there's a battery of tests, like 10 different sections where you just test out of each couple weeks. Yeah. Yep. So that's basically.
How you like being a detective?
I don't mind it. I mean, obviously, I'm big on, I do child crimes. So I do a lot of kids that get sexually assaulted or abused. So this is really my release in here. So when I get off of work and take that gun off, man, I don't even think about anything. Yeah. So I mean, I don't bring it up a whole lot. I mean, there's a few people that know, but I just try to keep that. People kind of judge cops. You know how it is back even several years ago when all the other stuff's going on. People judge us unfairly. So, I like it. I'm not sure if I'll leave in 20, but I have the opportunity to do if I do. But I still get all the time off in the world I want and all that. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome, man. So let me ask you: you have any kids, buddy?
Yeah.
You got how many babies you got?
I got 4 boys and a daughter.
Damn, you ain't playing, Josh.
Nope, but they're all over 18, so that's nice.
Man, bumping and grinding, man. My man was hitting them backstrokes. But listen, I mean, I don't know, because I don't want to be too personal, because I don't know. I'm saying, does he have kids either? But I don't know if I see him on your page. But okay, you got 4.
Yeah, I try to keep them private, and they.
I understand. Yep.
Yeah. I just my page is all about bears and whatnot, and if you see me in a cop thing once on a blue moon, it'd probably be a shocker.
No, I saw the gun in your story. I was like, wonder if he's law enforcement. But like I said, you were super kind, man. Like every time I inbox you, you respond back like we're friends. I don't want to bug you. You know what I'm saying? So let me get to know you first before I start asking questions.
No, I mean I've inboxed people and a lot, and I try, honestly. I mean, I miss a few here and there because I get a lot, but I try to answer everybody because if they take the time out to ask me a question, I feel like it's like my obligation to answer them back and be respectful. I mean, I got some people, idiots, blowing up my stuff, saying a bunch of negative crap, but they just block them. So my block list is over 100 right now. So, and
it's just crazy that you're telling me this, because they gotta just be better people, because there's no one can hate on your fan cave. It's on another level.
Yeah, literally. Well, they don't usually talk about the cave. They just, obviously, because my team hasn't been good for many years. But
okay,
gotcha. You know what? We're older gentlemen, and we're loyal, and that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Being loyal. I'm not going to switch a team at 50 years old.
So let me ask you, who's your favorite Bear player of all time?
My favorite Bear player, Jim McMahon. I don't know if you see any of my pictures, but I got a picture of him actually wearing one of my cave shirts. I talked him into doing. I sent it out to.
No, I gotta. When we get off of this call, I gotta check it out.
Yeah. I actually got a hold of him and I said, "Hey, would you do this video for me? And if I send the shirt to you, would you wear it in the video?" He said, "Yeah." And I was fully expecting him to give me like a PO box. He gave me his home address. He's like, "Just send it to my house. It's okay." I'm like, "Okay." But
he still lives in like the area, you don't got to.
No, he lives in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, Arizona. Yeah, number 9, Jim McMahon used to wear the visor with the glove on his hand.
Oh yeah, yep.
Remember
Oh,
that video back in the day?
Oh yeah,
That video they did, that hip
Super
hop
Bowl
video
Shuffle.
they did.
Super Bowl Shuffle.
You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Underrated Perry too, man.
I think I still got a VCR tape of that somewhere around here.
That is so funny.
Yeah. But hey, is there anything else you want to add to your cave? I mean, what's the next plans?
It's hard, buddy. I mean, I'm sure you run into this problem too. Like, you start running out of space.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I'm definitely out of space.
Our basement is 2,500 square feet, which is pretty big. But the other back room, you know, my wife was kind enough to let me take over the whole basement. But the back room of our basement is our gym. So I said to her jokingly this week, I said, babe, maybe, you know, we'll get rid of the gym equipment and we'll put some more 49er stuff. And she said, never in a million years. So I don't know.
Hey, you tried.
The answer to that question, I really don't know. I really don't know right now. I want to start making something up.
You look like you're pretty well set, man. Unless you want some more memorabilia, but
honestly, you know, come on, man, you the OG of this. You know, you're never satisfied, and that's our problem. You hit a goal, you get something in there you've been working so hard to get, and then it's in there. Then a few weeks or a month go by. Now you're thinking new thoughts, new ideas of what I could put in here. You know, so my thing is, I've been told that what separates my man cave is that my man cave looks pretty classy. Like to be a 41-year-old man, it's not full of junk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I like the fact that my style, I keep it classy. I don't want to make it look like where it's a clutter either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, because listen, man, again, yours, Drew's, and Frank's, you guys are on another level. Maybe I'll get something with the lights, with our electrician, where when they score a touchdown, maybe next year I'll have the red and gold lights. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to have them run the wire, and if that can even happen.
Right.
You know?
Okay. So my next segment, I call it five quarters or 4 quarters and an overtime. Okay. So I got 5 rapid questions for you that you're going to answer for me. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Question 1. What's your favorite guilty pleasure that you feel guilty after doing? Eating something or
yelling at my Yorkies. I got 2 little Yorkies. They're so little and they're so damn cute. And when they piss on the floor right next to their wee pad, and I yell at them, and then they're so little because they're so tiny. I feel bad after yelling at my Yorkies.
Okay. And are you a big shoe guy?
My sneaker game and shoe guys is on. My game is on point. Sneakers and shoes.
Well, I thought they were. What's your favorite pair you got?
Shoes or sneakers?
Either one. Take a pick. Like your favorite pair that you love.
I'm probably gonna say the Jordan 11s, the Gambas. The Gambas are all black. Those are in the blue bottoms. Those are probably my favorite. My favorite dress shoe was always out. My go-to is Ferragamos.
Okay. Next question, number 3. Do you think your team gave Trey Lance a fair chance?
Hell yeah.
You do?
You kidding me? Yeah. We traded up two number to get him. We moved up. We got him 2. We gave up 2 first-round draft picks to move up number 2 to get him. Absolutely, we gave him a fair chance. 100%. You see, now you're getting my heart rate going. I went from being calm to ready to put hands on somebody.
Right.
100%. Listen, Kyle Shanahan is arguably the best offensive-minded coach besides Andy Reid in the game. If you can't get it right with him, and you can't get it right with Kittle, with Trent Williams, and Debo, and Ayuk, then it's you. And then the best running back in the world right now, McCaffrey, we had to get rid of him.
Okay. Did he have enough starts, though? I felt like he didn't get a lot of starts because he got hurt.
Well, remember, he got hurt. He opened up against the Bears 2 years ago. It was rainy. You guys came back and beat us. We were winning 10-0 the whole game. I don't know how the hell we blew that game, but it was like a monsoon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then he got hurt the following week. That's a valid question about, do you feel like they gave him enough starts? This is my thing, and this is my theory, right? You being a detective, right? I'm going to use this as an analogy. Let's say you have you're training someone out in the field, right? You being on the job for almost 20 years, when you are training someone, within the first probably 2 weeks, you already have a sense of mind if this guy's going to work out or not, right?
Right.
Now, I'm just using that as an example because you're a detective. Because being a training officer, you kind of know within the first 2 or 3 weeks if this guy's going to be a good fit.
Right.
Now let's go back to football. You didn't get a lot of starts, but if you're not getting it done on the practice field, you're missing your reads, you're late with the ball in preseason. How the hell you think you're going to progress when a game counts when you're going against everyone's number ones?
Right. Right.
You know, if
Yeah.
you want us to lose games, I understand that, buddy, because you're Bears fans. I don't want us to lose games, so I'm
Right.
happy we got let go. I'm happy we let it go to Dallas.
I don't got nothing against the Niners. I mean, they're not my division, so yeah. I got some friends that are Niners. There's a couple that are annoying I follow, but you might know them. We'll talk about that later. But next question, number 4. If you were GM for one day, what is something that you would change now or in the past? A move or a trade that you would done or something?
Oh, GM, number one, I'm going after a primetime cornerback. Our weakest link is our secondary. Terrible. We have Ward, Javarius Ward, he's decent. Other than that, our secondary is trash. We are very suspect at our secondary. So when we made a trade, I was hoping we can get Patrick Surtain. I was like, give up a first rounder to get him.
Right.
We need a solid secondary. In my opinion, if I was John Lynch, we got to go after some corners because our secondary, they're not good.
Well, I know Jalen, our number one cornerback, when he asked for a trade, it was a possibility. It was rumored that he might be going to San Francisco, but obviously that never happened. But yeah, that probably would have been a good move for you guys. He's locked down.
Yeah, he's asking for in your cornerback saying he wants to be the highest paid cornerback.
Yeah.
I mean, he's all right, but come on now, you're not Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah,
humble yourself a little bit. But he's good. But I would say our secondary suspect.
Yeah. Last question for the 5 rapid questions. I always leave the hardest one for last. Is there anything in your fan cave, that you might have maybe told a little lie that how much it either cost or something that you have that she doesn't know about? Because I know with my wife, I know if I say it costs this, she doubles it in her head automatically.
When it comes to the price of something, I don't have to lie about that.
Right.
Nothing. So that's definitely a no for that answer. Anything.
Ever sneak anything in and just kind of set it on the shelf and like not say nothing?
No, because my wife is awesome. Like,
yeah,
she's the best wife ever. Meaning, like, for birthdays, Christmases, a lot of this stuff is like our gifts.
That's awesome.
My jerseys, like, these things are expensive. So for me to be able to say for my birthday every year, I want this jersey or this. Like, my wife has played a lot of part on the pieces I have in here. So again, if we had kids, it'd probably be a different story.
Right.
So I really can't answer that without hiding anything because there's nothing to be deceiving about.
Right. That's cool. Yeah. You got the relationship, and obviously it's easier when you don't have kids because the kids obviously usually come first. So yeah, if I'm trying to get something in, but yeah, I mean, I haven't really lied, but I might not be right on the price. I might have had some amnesia and kind of forgot what I spent on it because I do get too much. So
like I had you have people ask personal things like, well, how much you think everything costs in here, right?
Oh, we get that all the time.
Listen, and at the end of the day, it's a valid question, but it's like then when you tell someone the number, it's like they can either go two ways. Must be nice, or some hating shit, or wow, damn, for real. So I like the second response than the first one because when someone you're like, oh, must be nice, it's like that's why you don't tell people certain things because they ask you these questions and you tell them how much you put into your basement, then it's like, oh, they must just got free money just to be able to just put nice stuff in their basement. So that's a tough, it's a gray area. You understand what I'm saying?
People don't realize that we work for what we get too and work hard. I mean, it doesn't just come easily or we just don't get it handed to us. I mean, there is work that goes behind the things we get.
Absolutely. And listen, I'll be the first one to tell you, I have the best in-laws in the world. I would take a bullet for my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, and my father-in-law is super successful, right? And I am very fortunate that he owns a big-time business. He saw something in me I didn't see in myself, and he gave me an opportunity to go make something in my life, right? So when you're already married into I want to say a wealthy family, people already hate and speculate anyway. Oh, it must be nice. You're married to Trinity Elder's daughter. It's just No
Right.
matter how hard you work, what you have, people are always looking to throw a little jab at you because
Oh
they're
yeah.
not in your position. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But with that being said, is like my father-in-law taught me. When people say that to you, all you got to reply is, "It sure is." When someone
Right.
says it must be nice, just say, kill them. Hey, it sure is. Right? Because
Right.
at the end of the day, most people really wish they were in your position, and that's the God's honest truth.
Right. Right.
But again, people take away what I do or what you do because that's just how some people are.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely a lot of jealousy going out there for no reason and hating for no reason. But I wanted to get in. We kind of touched on it a little bit already, and I did have some social media questions, but we kind of answered all those already. I mean, like I said, what was the one thing, I mean, in the future you want to do? You said kind of get the attention of the 49ers maybe?
Oh yeah, it's a few things I would want to do. Number one, I would hope my relationship builds strong with you. Number one, you've
Uh,
been nothing but the utmost kindest and sweetest guy. And I don't want to get all soft on you on your
oh,
page,
that's
but
good.
I'm being serious. You're humble. I've learned a lot from you, and for you to ask me to be on your podcast, I'm hoping this takes off for you, and I'm hoping one day, you'll have me on your show again, and we
Oh,
can go
absolutely.
visit cities one day. You never know what's in store for us.
Right.
What I want to do, like I said, my ultimate goal is number one is to put myself out there on a platform like you did, right?
Right.
Maybe you can teach me some things behind the screens on how to get a little bit more exposure on my man cave, right? That's something I will pick your brain about
Hmm.
off the screen. And yeah, if someone from the 49ers marketing department, someone that's in a position to make decisions, that sees my man cave, like, hey, we need him to come out here to Santa Clara and interview him. Like, bro, I was loving when you were on the news, man.
Right.
That's what you that's how many people can say that because of
Right.
your
Yeah.
man cave and the exposure you got. You were on the news,
Yeah.
and you can, bro. It ain't about being humble, bro. That was If that was me, I'd be pissing my pants. I'm like, bro, this is what it's about. And I
Yeah.
watched that video. I watched that when you posted it a month ago. I watched it like 10 times,
Oh,
and it's
really?
like
Yeah.
because I'm a fan of someone like you. Like you
Right.
inspire me. It's like
I
I
have to
like
appreciate it.
that's my goal one day, hopefully, to get that much exposure where I'm asked to be on the news about my man caves because how much work and time you put into it. It means a lot
Right.
to you, you
Oh,
know?
thanks, man.
Of course.
Yeah. And yeah, that people were asking me like, why did you drive 4 hours, 2 hours there, 2 hours back for 2.5 minutes? I'm like, why wouldn't I? That was an awesome experience, man. A whole Chicago getting to watch, get that
You
experience up there.
see someone asking you that dumb shit right there, to me, is
Yeah.
just like they don't even belong in your circle because
Right.
if someone was really for you and happy for you, they would just worry about how was your experience,
Right.
not why would
Exactly.
you drive. You did it because number one, you're passionate and you love your team. If you
Right.
love your team and you put time invested in your team, you're willing to do anything because you're a true
Absolutely.
fan, and that's what this is about. You're talking to someone that's a true fan,
Absolutely.
and that's why I can mess with you.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. But before we do that, I want to get into the game this weekend. What are your thoughts? 49ers. Have you guys, when's the last time you guys played the Lions? It's been a long time. It hasn't been recent, has it?
I can't even sit here and make any. I really don't know.
Yeah. I don't think it's been recent, but so, I mean, not with the current team, but what do you think going into this game? What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are this: number one, Niners Empire, ride or die. You already know that. So I got
Right.
I gotta support my boys. But as an analyst, looking from the outside in, is the pros of the game were home. Okay, which Detroit plays better at home, so they haven't been on the road in a while. So
Right.
I'm happy about we have our fan base behind us, and they're outside. They're not in the dome. What makes me nervous about the game is our secondary is very suspect.
Right.
Don't know if Debo's playing, and they have an explosive offense. They have Gibbs, they have St. Brown, Jared Goff is playing lights out, and that rookie tight end Lepore is all
Right.
pro, I believe, as a rookie.
Right.
So their offense is explosive. I feel that if we can just contain them and maybe hold them to 14, 17 points, we have a shot because our offense is explosive and they don't have a solid defense in my mind. Their secondary is suspect too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if we can make this like a shootout, I feel like in the end we will win based off of our experience and our players. But I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say 24-17. We're off to
24-17.
Las Vegas.
Heck yeah. Who do you think you're playing in Vegas?
Oof, you put me on the spot, Josh. So all my friends ask me this, right? So from a fan standpoint, I love Lamar Jackson. I got to see him once at Giant Stadium last year. He's a phenom. Love him. But I will not want to see him at all, any parts of him in the Super Bowl because of what he did to us on Christmas. I'd rather see, no disrespect to Patrick Mahomes, not to downplay Mahomes because he is the man, but his offense isn't as explosive as we're accustomed to seeing in the last 5 years.
Right.
So I feel like game-wise and us winning, it'll be easier for us to take down the Chiefs if we could shut down Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Rice doesn't scare me. Pachenko doesn't scare me. And I don't know. The other wides don't scare me.
Right.
The Ravens, they got the number 1 ranked defense, the best athlete in the world playing quarterback, and he has weapons this year. So I don't want anything to do with Lamar Jackson. So to answer your question is, I'd rather see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Gotcha.
Do not bring the Ravens to me. Unless, and God forbid we lose versus the Lions, then I had no problem seeing Lamar because I'll be excited to see him in Vegas.
Right.
But I'd rather face the Chiefs.
Gotcha. And last question about the Niners. So, I mean, I see this been on a lot on the news lately with Brock Purdy, a game manager, not, a system quarterback.
Yep.
Do you think he's the real deal, or you just think he's a product of the guys around him? I mean, if he was on Carolina, would he be doing this?
Well, come on, that's the worst line in the league.
I know, that's why I said that.
That's not a good example. That's like Justin Fields been doing it, so he's a hell of an athlete. So I can't even compare Justin Fields. Okay, because I don't like to beat around the bush when you're asking me a direct question. Yeah. It's just that's a hard question. Number one, I believe in Brock Purdy. Let's keep it real. He was picked the last pick 2 years ago. So for him to take us to the NFC Championship 2 years in a row, number one, you got to tip your hat off to the kid, right?
Right.
Is he a QB that just plays within the system? Well, you got Kyle Shanahan, and we do have weapons, right? I couldn't sit here and say, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, that if Brock Purdy, was in a different system, he would shine because he had shown signs of where he gets a little clustered and like we're down. He really hasn't shown, except for last week, where he can come from behind and win a game for us. He's been spectacular when we always had the lead. Last week is the first time he's shown me in the 49er empire that he can bring us up the field, drive us up the field, and win a game for us, right?
Yeah.
Now, I won't take the Cleveland game away from him because he did bring us up into field goal range in Cleveland in the beginning of the year, and Mooney shouldn't have missed a field goal. But Purdy, for me to say right now he would shine in any system, I feel like I'll be lying to you. So I will have to say I think he just fits in our system, but I don't think he's a scrub, and he damn sure ain't average.
No, that's fair enough. So yeah, good luck to you this weekend. Hey, I'm gonna root for you because I know you're going to the Super Bowl now. I want to see you rooting on your team in Vegas because that'd be a lot. I mean, that's something I couldn't even fathom. I mean, that'd be great. So,
hey, well, God is good, and I'll close with this. First and foremost, again, I want to thank you, Drew, and Frank for inspiring me, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And whoever's watching this podcast, that's following you, me, or whoever, just remember, man, all things are possible through God, Matthew 19:26. So you may not be in the greatest position right now or where you want to be in life, but if you work hard and you keep your faith, I promise you God will open up the right doors for you. And love always over hate, man. Don't hate. You see someone with something nice, compliment them. Don't be envious or jealous because that's a weak emotion, right? Because one day you'll get there. Don't hate on people. But with that being said, man, let's keep this going, man. The Fan Cave movement, I'm just proud to be a part of it. Drew, Josh, Frank, again, you three paved the way. Let's keep it moving. And don't forget Don't forget about your boy in Jersey. I had a couple a glass of beer, and I'm starting to stutter a little bit.
Hey, tell the people where they can find you at, man, on social media.
You can find me at Roach3T on Instagram, and then on Facebook, my name Tony Roach, ROACH.
I'm gonna hit you with a friend request then.
Yes, Josh, thank you so much. It's been an honor, and thank you for having me.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, we're gonna do it again sometime, maybe after the Super Bowl once you win it.
Yes, sir.
As always, thanks for watching. Remember to give Tony a follow on Instagram at Roach3T, and also remember to follow the Cave After Hours podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also Instagram. Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Don't forget the giveaway and how you can save 10% on your mini Jumbotron. As always, I appreciate you. Appreciate you taking the time to watch the episodes. Thank you for the feedback and have a great evening.